Thank you so much for joining us for Inside Out, where because of Christ, I belong, you belong, we belong, and this is Purity Plus, where we get to talk about purity in all forms. Because we talked about earlier, abstinence from whatever in order to wait for God's best is always the best. And I have a guest here today. Her name is Kim Burley.
Hi guys.
I won't say her last name because I don't want you Googling her because some of your cousins and brothers might see this trying to get in a date. No. Okay.
Nothing.
So, don't think about shit. So, Miss Kimberly, how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
And from?
I am from KCK, Wyandotte County.
Yes, and okay, 30, and currently celebrating just graduating from nursing school.
Yes, finally finished nursing school. It's been a long journey. You know that. Literally, it has been about 7 years. Yes, for a 2-year degree. Well, counting your undergrad, so 4 years. But yes, my journey was spaced over 7 years.
Oh, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
Why? Why 7?
Oh, let's see. During that time of school, I went through just the challenges of, thinking I knew it all at 19, 20 years old. I know it all. Experiencing the loss of a parent, and I took some time off from school after that, and then went back in, just dealing with that really inside. With nursing school specifically, there were certain scores that you had to have, not just your grades, but certain testing scores. And that score, I just could not get it where it needed to be. So that had me put it on hold and just kind of, keep going to school so I could just keep in the mindset of it. And time was going on, years were going past. I got my associates, so I'm like, okay, I got my 2 years, I got my undergrad done, so I just need the actual nursing courses. I shared with you before that I had moved away to Georgia. Surprisingly, and it sounds crazy for me to say surprisingly because this is what I wanted, right? I got into an LPN program, but I was also working full-time to maintain insurance. My school in Georgia was about an hour away, and Atlanta metro traffic is ridiculous after 5 o'clock. So it would be an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours to get home from school. I'm having to go to work after I get out of school. I got assignments due the next day. So it was just bricks. I'm putting in my book bag. I'm putting all these bricks, and eventually I just collapsed. I didn't fall through the floor and break every bone in my body type of collapse, but I did collapse, and it's like I had to really step back and really say I got to take my hands off of this, because what Kimberly thinks what she should be doing and writing her book is just not working. The ink is running out. Every pen that I'm picking up I think is new. It's dry. It just ain't working. I need to take my hands out of it. So I can say honestly, during that time I was in Georgia, I really had to reach out and call out on God. And I'm about to go there. I had to learn that I couldn't call my mom all the time at 3 or 4 in the morning, freaking out because I still haven't finished my paper that's due when I get to class the next day at 9. I didn't have my dad to call and talk to because out of my parents, my dad was the one that went to college and got his education. My mom did too, but my dad was the one that really pushed it when we had him. So it's like, what did mom and dad teach you? You call out on God and you wait for him to answer. And so that's what I had to do, and that's when I finally let go of it. I let my hands I took myself out the kitchen and just watched through the doorway and watch God stir. And from that LPN, we went to a BSN program. While being in that BSN program, I got a residency at the VA on the psychiatric unit. I was extended an offer for a position. I'll take it back. That residency was paid.
Come on!
So I was making more money there at the VA than I was at my previous job at the CVS pharmacy.
Wow.
And now they're just waiting on me to get my license so I can start as an RN, full-fledged, going. Yep.
Okay, so we got two. Okay.
It's a lot. Was that a lot?
Whoa. Okay. Guess number one, that has me just baffled. So we have twofold because we were going to talk just about some other types of goals, but you just started here talking about a goal that I didn't think about, which was that career thing. So it took 7 years, and you still knew that you were supposed to be an RN. So what kept you going back to that? Like, did you give up? Like, wait a minute, this is too hard. Lord, are you leading me to be an RN? What is this?
It's so funny that you say that. It was one night when I was walking to my mailbox at my apartment, and during this time when I was at Baker, a student at Baker, I had failed my pediatrics class. And when that happened, I cried out like, God, please don't let me feel this hurt and shame that I felt when I failed out of that LPN program. Am I supposed to be here? Is this right? Is this where you want me to be? Because I'm done trying to do it myself. I need to know that this is where I'm supposed to be. I need you to talk to me. I'm the type of person that likes and appreciates communication, like how we're talking back and forth. And I know God's not going to call me on my cell phone and, do anything like that.
Hey, girl.
This is what's happening. I know it's not going to happen like that, but it's like, I just need you to send me people. I need you to talk to me through people that I don't know. I don't want it to be, I love my mom, but I don't want it to be my mom because that's mom talking to me. Mom is always going to tell me this is what the Lord's, I need people who are complete strangers to talk to me. I need you to start showing me some signs that this is where I'm supposed to be. And a little bit after, I think that's when you and I met, and you just invited me to church and these different things, and I told you every time I came to Faith Temple, it was like this person up here that was speaking was just in my head, and I'm just like, God, this is you finally talking. It's like not finally talking to me, but like I hear you now, and it's so crystal clear. The financial help that I got to receive through KHOG, Kansas Works, and then the residency program at the VA for me to segue away from CVS because there were some background things going on at the pharmacy that I just really wasn't feeling any longer. And I was like, I need another job that's going to accommodate me being able to study because it's really getting heavy with the course load. And that was those things that were being answered. He was answering them and he was showing me. And I was like, I'm going to get through school. It's going to be okay. Even though I failed my PEDS class and I got held back a whole semester, it's still going to work out because it's in God's timing. You just need to cook a little bit more. You need to cook a little bit more. Stay on the spot. It's not time to get off yet. You're not done yet.
You're not done yet.
And now, bing, I'm done.
Wait, now, okay. So this is really good because you're talking about how as you head in the direction that you believe God wants you to go, or as we believe God wants to go, He will send confirmation. He will affirm Himself to say. So the Word talks about by the mouth of two or three, let everything be established. So He'll make sure you know it's Him.
Yep.
In some way or another. He might not tell you everything or the road to get there. Like sometimes it'll seem like He has His hand on everything behind the scene, but just keep following, and then I'll just keep sending people or letting you know in some way. I think a lady called it God winks one time. God winks. That's like, okay, like the other day my husband was cooking lunch, and shout out, he cooked lunch. That's what COVID does. I'm saying, okay, back. But in the pot, there was a smile. Literally, I should show y'all. A smile came up. There was two eyes and a little smile in the pan, and we were like, wow. He was like, babe, I was like, what? So it's like God winks, like moments where you're like, what? what? Like, that's crazy. I couldn't have planned it. It wasn't something I was going after, but as I had my heart and eyes and everything towards you, you just let me know that you're leading me.
Yep. It's amazing.
Okay, wow. And that's the song I've been on lately. It's this song from this lady from Africa, Mercy somebody. I'm going to Africa, y'all. Anyway, and she sings that song, wherever you lead, I'll go, because you are the way, the truth, the light. Jesus, you never leave me or forsake me. Oh, I love it, I love it. And that's just been in my spirit all this time. You're just bringing that up. But also, so I kind of want to go into what it is you want to do in nursing. What do you want to do with that?
Okay, so going through nursing school, I'll just be honest, I was the only chocolate chip. There were maybe 2 or 3 other chocolate chips out of 50, 60 students.
Wow.
But you know, we stand out, and you know the stigmas that are against African Americans, young women, and I just wanted to make sure I stood out, but stood out in a good way. Going through school and, you know, just hearing a lot of the students say, well, I want to be an OB, or I want to work in the ED. Those are exciting places, yes.
Okay, for people that don't know, OB.
Oh, I'm sorry. So being like, you're the doctor that you go to when you're about to have a baby.
Okay.
And are working in the emergency room. Those are exciting places, yes, but I want to be in the places that people don't want to go. I want to be in those places that people, that these particular communities of people have stigmas already against them. So that's what draw me to mental health. I want to be a psychiatric nurse. It's so much background, and I mean, we'd probably be sitting here for the next hour if I went into all that. But I want to be a psychiatric nurse. So just working with people who have behavioral health issues, people who deal with multiple personality disorders, bipolar disorders, schizophrenia, the crazy people, as my grandmother calls it. And I would also like to see myself get into infectious diseases. I just feel like those groups of people have stigmas against them. To know and find out that somebody is schizophrenic. Oh, well, they're crazy. They could flip any minute. I don't really feel too safe around them. You're not giving them a chance. You're not trying to understand their background story or what traumas they may have experienced in their life to get them to where they are right now. Take a chance. Take a minute. Talk to them. Get to know them. Same thing with somebody who has an infectious disease, whether it be a sexually transmitted disease, just diseases or things that are uncurable. Most of the time, it's just like sexually transmitted disease. So like your hitters are like HIV and AIDS. Don't judge them. Who am I to judge somebody? How is it the first? I'm not, good scripture.
No, girl, let us have it. Preach.
How am I gonna talk about you when my skeleton's in my closet? Didn't Jesus say the one with the help me out? The first stone, cast the first stone. Yeah. So what? Be quiet. Don't you go even at this person. Don't you start. Are you clean? Are you crystal clean? No, you're not. What was you doing last Saturday?
Crickets. We have crickets today.
So I want to be that person to get out there, and it's just like, I'm here.
Wow. Okay. This is really awesome because we're talking about the other audience that I think needs a voice, and sometimes I struggle with that when you talk about sexual purity and you talk about living a life of abstinence before God. A lot of times when you have things that have happened, we've experienced trauma or abuse. I know I've experienced some abuse, but not to the level of so many. And what is it like when God's best is for us to abstain and to remain pure, but I didn't have a choice. I was raped. I was molested. Things happened to me where I didn't even get a say in my first sexual experience. So, okay, God, I hear what you're saying about this, but that's not my fault. Yeah. And I love how you're saying that, there should be no shame to you who the onset of your journey was something different. You didn't have a choice. That wasn't God's design for you. And even if, and sometimes that goes into, confusion. You can go into promiscuity or just issues with your sexual identity. So many things can happen from that. But God sees you too. And He can also allow you to live a life of purity and clean up those places that have been